360 the Poet here, informing you that the scariest show to hit Las Vegas is coming this October to the Arts District. Abandon your fears and enter into our haunted asylum where the mind of the Marquis de Sade, the most notorious writer in history, comes to life. Immerse yourself in Las Vegas's newest haunted show. Join us at Vegas Theater Company in the Downtown Arts District and scream with abandon. Show is R-rated, not suitable for those under 17. Tickets available at abandonvegas.com.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
Hi. Hey. What's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name. DJ Khaled. This is Mila J. Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
Hello. It is Thursday, and it is Get It Together.
Happy Thursday,
and I am always messing with my hair because lights, camera, action. Get It Together Thursday.
Can you hear
Am I
me?
supposed to be somewhere on here for the other?
Can you hear me?
But yeah, it is Thursday at 6 p.m. It is Get It Together on Hot 702.5 FM. And we're going to be working some things out while my co-host comes in. It is Jnine.
Can you hear me?
And it's Thursday. I love my Thursdays. Yep, so check your sound. Check your sound bites. Nope. Check your sound, baby girl.
Settings.
Could you check your settings?
It says I see volume.
Microphone check 1 2 1 2.
I see volume.
I'm gonna take a breather while we exercise our lungs. Take a deep breath in and take a deep breath out. Let all the bullshit go. Focus on the moment. Take another deep breath and exhale. We're going to get it together, Jazzy. We're going to get it together. So, let me turn my volume down. I hope everybody is doing well. It's a lot going on. And so when I come in on Thursdays, I focus. Matter of fact, I start my Thursdays off fasting. And it used to be by chance. And then it turned into purpose, because I wanted to make sure that I could direct my energy towards the idea that I wasn't eating, because at that time I was working on making sure I didn't want the sugar. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to, so I was tinkering on that pre-diabetic, and I shared that journey with you guys. And so I did a lifestyle change because, I'm used to being thin. I'm used to being able to eat whatever I want to eat. And that you can't always do that. You know what I mean? You got to back away from the table sometimes. And so I found myself also not even attracted to food. I mean, I started doing, my disappointment with food started a long time ago. It started in culinary school because you learned the origin of some things. And then they were real honest. So I went to the Cordon Bleu, hyped up, but I did my shit. And a lot of that food turned me off. So it wasn't hard for me to fast. And I found that when I purpose the fast and when I make it a goal, so you can take your weaknesses and you can take your shortcomings and turn them and flip them so that it becomes your strength. You know how employers ask you, what's your strength, what's your weaknesses? Well, you learn how to flip your weaknesses and make them, you know what I'm saying? You make them, you use them. Use them to your advantage. So I turned fasting into a purpose beyond just, when the church be hollering, everybody take a fast. I started fasting on my own, not just so I can get my numbers under control, but so I can get my stomach under control. Because your stomach rules a lot of stuff you do, rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it should not command you to the point of greed and gluttony and overeating. You got to know when to push back on the table. So I say all that to say that I've always, since the inception of the show, I fasted on Thursdays. And so I did it because I wanted the energy to bring you good news and to bring you information. And that's what Jezzi and I do when we come to you every Thursday, is bring you goodness.
Can you hear me?
So
can you hear me now? I can hear.
Anyway, I'm here doing the show. I want to start with a movie review. The station, Hot 702.5 FM, 702-551-5261. I was wondering if that was part of the issue.
Hello?
But,
can you hear me?
Well, hello. I can hear you.
Okay.
Welcome to your
so it wasn't
set
me?
on the stage. Well, I think it was a combination of things, but yeah, this volume over here definitely needs to be turned up. But anyway, welcome to Thursday.
Hello,
to
hello,
the show.
Hello. Thank you.
And who do we have?
What do you mean? Oh,
it's Jezzi in the house.
Name? Oh, yeah. Jezzi.
You better bring the noise. I did my intro.
For sure. Well, shit. Jezzi's here, and I've made it on this Thursday, our second to the last Thursday, right?
Don't even do it.
Well, we got to talk about it, and people need to know. People need to know that
it is. It's the second to the last show. But I was leading up to it with I'm trying to get a bang going because
okay.
I've been talking about food a little bit because that was the origin.
Absolutely.
And I was talking about how I was, struggling with trying to make sure that diabetes was not a diagnosis, how important it is to back away from the table and the intake of food. So, today was one of those days that I definitely, I don't know. First of all, let me backtrack. I was talking about how I'm so turned off with food that it's easy for me to fast. And I'm turned off with the delivery of the food. I'm turned off with the service that we were getting. I'm turned off with the go back and watch our show a year and a half and you'll see the progression of reasons why food and food service and cooking at home is so important.
Right.
Go back and watch the shows. Go to Get It Together on Facebook. The shows are there.
Right.
You can go to Hot 702.5 FM. The shows are there on Facebook. Right. And we're live every Thursday at 6 p.m. for the next two shows or the next show. But, I am, so how do you feel about the food overall? We've done a year and a half of restaurants behaving badly.
Right.
Ratchet reports.
Right.
Experiences going out to eat, good, bad, and ugly and different. Right. What makes service good, what makes service bad. Go back, y'all, watch our shows. We've been giving you a lot of gems and a lot of good shit for a year and a half.
Right.
Okay, let those who have ears hear what thus saith. Get it together. Okay? So funny. Talk about it.
Food, I'm not even going to lie. To me, it tastes different. I can eat the same food that I enjoyed maybe a few years back, and now it just tastes different. Like the food just doesn't taste the same. I don't know if it's just where they're processing it, because I don't do a lot of processed food, so I just don't understand where the taste has changed so dramatically. It doesn't even
Yes, we do. Yes, you do.
It doesn't even taste real a lot of times.
Right. It doesn't chew real.
Yeah. It just,
Yeah. So we've watched the progression. I saw it back, and so I was telling the listeners that I saw it back in culinary school. And I went to culinary school in 2012 and 2013 and part of 2014. So even back then, they were talking about how we don't pay attention to how inhumane the process is for to get this
Mm,
food to our table,
okay. Okay.
and how we didn't understand the relationship between how a kill of an animal can affect the adrenaline, which affects the quality or not quality of the meat.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes
So I was
sense.
turned off in culinary school. I'm like, oh, y'all are horrible. We are so barbaric. We just gotta kill to eat. And listen,
Hmm.
if any of us really had to go out there and make it happen, we'd starve.
Yeah, we would starve, or we would be vegans or vegetarians or whatever you call it, because
Right.
there's alternatives to meat.
There is
And I've
alternatives to meat.
been stopped using. I've It's been a while since I stopped eating meat with every meal because I just don't
Shout out to Get It
feel
Together.
right.
Mm, mm.
I just don't feel the need to eat meat like that all the time. And plus, it tastes so.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know. Meat
yeah.
is
It's
just.
pretty beefy and porky, and yeah,
Yeah.
they've changed it. And so they've changed it a lot because they had to modify it a lot. And we talked a
Hmm.
lot about the modification of our meats and our foods,
Especially chicken.
how they process it, especially chicken. And then we brought you
Especially
forward
chicken.
to
Yep.
talk about, the labs, because they're in our hometown,
Yep.
the first lab of its kind,
Yeah.
the chicken factory,
Yeah.
the chicken
Chicken.
brewery
Chicken
is
is
right there in
everywhere.
Emeryville.
Ain't that many goddamn chickens in the world?
I feel that way. Although I told you I talked to a dude that works for Tyson, and he was very adamant that they make like 8,000 chickens a day. Now, granted, they're not full grown, and granted, they've been pumped up.
Mm.
Yeah, he was real about that. So,
Okay.
anyway, that's how we started. That's sort of how we came to be. And I love it because with
What?
the shows sort of coming to an end, it's 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 actually meeting a new beginning,
Right.
whatever
Right.
that looks like.
Right.
Whatever that looks like. And I'm excited about the journey because I've been doing some behind the scenes studying. We're coming into this season where it's a good time to educate yourself because
Right.
it's a good time to quiet yourself a little bit.
I
Like,
agree.
Hot Girl Summer is over.
Yeah, it is.
It's extending itself because it's so beautiful out here. Ooh, shout out
Is
to
it still
Vegas
hot
weather.
out? It's still
It
pretty
is
out there?
wonderful out here. Now the nights are trying to,
Cool
back that
off.
thing up. Like today, I got on
Okay.
some boots, and
Okay.
yeah, I'm boots from here on out. I got them. Yeah. So, but usually by now, you are really really chilly.
Right. Usually
Mm-mm.
Halloween is really chilly on that day.
And some
Halloween is usually
occasions,
very
you can start seeing the snow forming on the mountains on Halloween.
right.
Honey, we got it going
Mm.
on out here.
Well,
Whatever
I'll
they're
be back in
doing.
it tomorrow, so we shall
All right.
see.
Safe travels.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So, I was gonna go into the movie review. Let me
Oh
also
yeah, I
say
want
this though. There was a couple of places that were closed down. I'm going to continue to glance at the health department for Las Vegas
because
because I
that's
want to know what's
important.
going on.
Hmm.
And so a lot of A's, a lot of A's. I mean,
Good.
across the board A's. So we know it can be done.
Good.
This is why
Very
we
good.
talk shit about the ones that don't. Now, you might have a hit and miss. Everybody ain't perfect. But I tell you what, many of these shops are doing their shit. So restaurants, hats off to you, to those of you that are following regulations and and doing the right thing behind the scene, training your people properly and all of that good shit. That shout
Hats
out
off
to
to
y'all.
you. Shout
Yep,
out.
yep. Because those are the ones that we will frequent. But these couple of ones, they were closed. 1024 Los Divianas restaurant. It's 320 North Nellis. They were
Okay.
shut down on 1024. Itoy Sardine, I don't even know what this is, but if you go to 2620 South Maryland Parkway, they were shut down on 1024. And
Mm.
then Eloy's Tacos, 1935 Fremont Street. They got 43 demerits, and their doors were closed on 1019. So get it
43.
together. Yeah, that's a
Mm.
lot.
The
Hmm.
tacos, not the tacos, and I've been on tacos for a minute.
Yeah, they can stay closed.
Yeah,
You
with
know,
43 demerits. Stop playing.
you can stay closed. I don't know what you thought you was doing, but so I went to the movies last night.
Yeah, I heard. What you go see?
Compliments
Talk
is Hot
about it.
702.5 FM, and I wasn't gonna go, and I said, "Nah, let me go see what this is about." Because anyway, let me just flow. So there was 5 days at Freddy's.
Five
Is
days.
the
That's
name
the
of the
name of the
movie.
movie.
I could
Okay.
never get the movie right. Even when I showed up, I was like, I don't know what I'm here for, but I know who bought me, who got me in VIP. I think it's Freddy's. Freddy's is back or some shit. So I walked on through like VIP should, and we grabbed our seats. And so, first of all, there's so much mind manipulation going on in the world that you have to notice it when you see it. If you can
Right.
see it, feel it, flow it, there's some shit going on. So they had this screen with these little bears or characters on it, but it had this loud crashing, this loud annoying intro.
Mm-hmm.
But and it's rearing everybody up.
Okay.
Everybody's making noise and doing stuff. It's
Getting them
anybody who
excited.
had ADHD was doing their shit in that
Getting
room because
excited.
yeah,
Okay.
but it was weird excitement. It was a build
Yeah.
up because people didn't know what to expect with this movie. So I had to
Mm.
walk away. Well, there was two reasons why I had to walk away. First of all,
Okay.
when you're in a closed building and you know you got to sneeze and you know you
Oh
have a
my
cough and you know
gosh.
you don't feel
Please,
well,
people.
stay the fuck home.
I don't understand that.
Okay?
I don't understand it.
Then secondly, sneeze in your shirt contain the sneeze. So the man directly in front of me to the right let one off and it sounded like it was wet and juicy. It
Ugh.
was way too moist for me. Nick, I'm like, so I freak out and I should have pulled on my mama. I really should have blasted him because everybody saw my reaction. And then I had to
Really?
duck and tuck because it's gone
Okay.
out.
Okay. Yeah,
We are
that's
educated on
terrible.
how sneezes are going out. Don't let a sneeze catch you off guard. Put yourself together. Put your arm. Shield it from the people.
Right. Right.
So two reasons I had to jump up because I really felt like I needed to go clean my face.
Yeah, I could
I
imagine.
felt filthy. I felt exposed. It was bad. So, but then I started looking as I was walking out, girl. And everybody had weird behavior behind this loud noise that was coming through. And I looked up. Even my grandson was antsy and singing this little song back and forth. I'm like, sit still. So I make that disclosure as people are trying to fly, as people are going into the movie theaters, because everything is back full throttle.
Yeah,
We are
everything.
entering into a season where you need to be conscious of how you move in. If you know you don't feel well, one, if you know you
Right.
have allergies, two, take your damn medicine. Wear a mask. Do you feel so out of sorts that you can't protect the rest of the population by wearing a
Right.
mask if you're going to be amongst us?
Right.
Okay. So, and then a little chick next to me, she had a little cough, and I'm like, oh, I'm about to boot all y'all. Anyway, we're going to get back to Freddy's. But when you guys are out and about, be conscious and, protect yourself. I'm not saying you can't cough and sneeze. It's a natural body function. You eating
Right.
popcorn, the shit is dry. Okay? So I know you might have to, but protect it, cover it, sneeze in your jacket. Shit.
Right. Right. Use common sense if you know that, you know, we had to wear masks just a year ago. So stop playing. Just use some common sense.
Just do some common sense. So with that, it's a security guard that has to work at Freddy's Fazbear's Pizzeria. And he takes a shitty shift. It is loosely based on Chuck E. Cheese.
So, okay, never mind. Were
Yeah.
these like, it's not a cartoon?
No,
It's like
it made me feel um, a little thrill. There was some frightful moments. There was some horror moments. There was some gore moments. There was some hilarious moments. But these characters are loosely based on Chuck E. Cheese.
Okay.
There's some,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And
I remember
so
Chucky.
Chuck E. Cheese used to scare me back in the day.
Yeah,
Like
I didn't
all
like
that
him, but he
mechanical
was
shit that
very
was up there
unattractive.
singing all that old
Right.
Chuck E.
I didn't like
Cheese. I
that.
was never a fan of Chuck E.
I
Cheese. It
didn't
was
like
too
that
expensive,
movie
but their
either.
pizza was fire when they
I
first
know
came out. They
people
pizza.
like their pizza.
Hmm
I
I don't know
never
what they're
got
doing
down with
now. Right. But every kid in America has had a party at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, that's
So
very
shout
true.
out to those
Mine
characters. So
too.
anyway, so there's a bunch of jump scares. It was blood, gore. There was so it's based on a video game. And so I
Oh,
don't know how I
okay.
feel knowing that my grandson is playing this game, so he knew all the characters.
Oh, wow.
I
Okay.
was like, oh, I love this, but I don't, because it's
Mm-hmm.
PG-13, and PG-13 is loose. That means you can
Mm-hmm.
watch bodies and shit breaking in half and things that go on. So, so anyway, this guy, he's a nighttime employee, and he needs to utilize, in the game, you utilize tools to defend yourself from these, what they're called animaniacs or animatronics.
Okay.
Animatronics characters who become hostile and active at night. So I'm going to leave you with that. The release is on October 27th.
Okay.
So if you're looking for something that's actually kind of fun, you don't know what to expect. I like a movie, if I'm going to do a horror movie, that makes me, I need to feel that. I need to
That jolt.
scream. Yeah, I need to have my jacket over me or a nice warm body with some muscles. You know what I'm saying? Tucking my head in some muscles and shit, some muscles. But it's Halloween, so they'll be pitching a lot of the movies. Are there any old school Halloween movies that you either watch or scare you or did some extra shit?
No, because I've never been a fan of scary movies,
Me
and both
neither.
my daughters love scary
Mm,
movies. I mean, my youngest has already started her little Halloween stretch of movies that she's been watching. I mean, I've seen Friday the 13th. Who didn't go see that back in the day?
that
And
was real horror.
Freddy,
Halloween,
Freddy Krueger,
exorcism. Yeah.
Freddy and
Freddie,
Friday the 13th.
Freddie
Those was
changed the
who I grew
game.
up on. Yep,
Freddie
right,
changed the game because I mean
right.
he came in your sleep and
Right.
nightmares. Yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah.
part, that tripped me out. I was like, nigga, I don't want to go sleep.
But let me go back a little further. So I remember, but if you think about it, your kids and our kids, whenever we had movie night, they always chose a horror movie.
Yeah, they like
It was
horror movies.
always a horror movie because my mama's a horror fan, my daddy's a horror fan, my brother's a horror fan,
That is
my little
so
sister's a horror
wild.
fan. I lost interest because I think my brother, with his crazy ass, he used to act out scenes of Halloween when we come home from school. So he'd be
Your
standing behind the
brother.
door talking about eek, 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 with a whole butcher knife chasing your
I
ass through the
can't
house.
stand people like I hate that stuff. Because I know people that do shit like that. I can't stand it.
No,
Oh,
he could have
God.
easily tripped and I would have been dust. Get on my nerves. Had me all paranoid, having me drinking sour milk and shit. Talking about try this.
John didn't like y'all.
Clearly.
I'm kidding.
Clearly. So, but I'm gonna take you back a little bit. So my mom, the horror fan that she is, took us to go see Don't Answer was it it was Don't Answer the Phone. It was the movie that was remade of the chick that was babysitting a neighbor's. She was babysitting or some
Oh,
shit
I
and
remember that
don't answer the phone.
movie. Oh my gosh, I remember that movie. She was
Yeah.
babysitting and they
And come
were
to
like in
find
the
out
house
how it was going on in the
somewhere.
house. Yeah, the
Oh,
calls
I
was coming from the
remember that.
house.
Girl, I got
Yeah.
chills with that one. You calm down. I don't want to talk about
So
all
we
that.
went to do a double feature, and we were
Okay.
young, and that
Uh-huh.
was the first Michael Myers. So it was a double feature. It was a double torture. We all
Oh,
slept in my
wow.
mama's bed that night.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, Rosemary's Baby,
Okay. Remember It's Alive?
It's Alive was a lot.
Yeah, that one
Hmm
stuck with me for a lifetime because I just couldn't wrap my head around the
Couldn't
baby.
wrap your
Just
head
seeing this.
around.
Oh, it was wild.
It was wild, and it ended wild. How they had to peel it. They
Yeah.
peeled it to get to the baby. So yeah, It's
Yeah.
Alive. I like to do Sterling Silk. What's his name? Sterling's Twilight Zone. They're gonna do that
Okay.
fest. They're gonna do that whole fest
Well, I like
every
Twilight
year.
Zone, though. But Twilight Zone is a different
It is
kind of,
different.
because
It
it
is different.
gets you
It's
thinking and it makes you think.
it makes you think, but it also reminds me of just Alfred Hitchcock altogether.
Hmm.
Yeah, The
Right.
Birds, Rear Window, or whatever it's
Right.
called. Yeah, all those
Right.
movies.
The fog.
The Fog was the shit.
Right.
Alien.
Right.
Y'all get y'all movies. Y'all get your movies on this Halloween. Cuddle up.
Yeah.
Netflix is charging $25, so you might as well get your Netflix worth.
If I had a boo, I would watch a scary movie with a boo. I can't just do it just sitting up by myself watching a
Can't just
scary
do it sitting
movie.
up.
I can't. Yeah, I need a boo.
Well, it's scary movie, sweater season, boot
Sweater weather.
season,
Sweater
sweater
weather.
weather, sweater weather. That shit. Um. So yeah, I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed time with the kids. That was great. Y'all go see 5 Days at Freddy's for some light. I mean, it wasn't a bunch of sex scenes and all that goofy shit, so
Okay.
you could actually get a little bit of thrill and
Okay.
what's going on. It was kind of like putting the pieces together because you couldn't quite figure out what was going on, and I like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
But
Did
somebody
it all
imagine.
come together though at the
Oh, it
end, or
came
you just
together.
wrapped it?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, the puzzle came together, and so if they make this a trilogy, it would make sense because there's a bunch of different games and spin-offs and different characters. So my grandson was saying these were the gurus
Okay.
of the group. So
Okay.
yeah, that's Freddy's. But anyway, did y'all hear about the pilot Sunday that tried to disarm the plane?
That was on the magic
He was an
mushroom.
offset because he was saying he's on the magic mushrooms.
I got a story. When you did.
I might be done. I need to hear the stories. Anybody, 702-551-5261. Call and join in with us. I'm having sort of a somber moment because this is the second to the last show.
Yeah.
But it's new beginnings. All good things must come to an end. I don't know that I fully believe that, but I do believe that there is restoration periods, time to think, time to change, time to switch up, time to be missed, time to be loved. There's a season for everything. And this is a
I
season to
agree.
kind of chill, sit back. My plate is really, really full.
Right.
And anybody who's caring for parents or loving on your parents right now, if you have them with you, please tell them you love them, hug them,
Right.
provide for them, check in on them, make sure they're
Please.
eating, make sure they're eating healthy. Check on our
Yeah.
elderly people. Okay?
Yep.
Make sure you
Please.
check on the people in your family during this time. I'm trying to take advantage of each moment that I have with you guys to give you something good. You know what I'm saying? Give you something good to take away. And right
Yes,
now, we need to
ma'am.
love on each other. But
Yes,
so
ma'am.
anyway, this off-duty pilot is riding in the cockpit. Now, the way things work in the airline industry is if a flight attendant or a pilot wants to jump seat, that means no other of it. We're flying standby, off duty. And if we want to travel, we're flying standby. And so, depending on the level of how they call people and who's left over, will depend on whether or not you can get a seat. But if there is a jump seat available, you can jump seat. So there's
Okay.
4 flight attendants, 2 in the front, 2 in the aft, and there's 2 extra jump seats in the back.
Okay.
So a flight attendant can jump seat. Same with the pilot. There's a jump seat in the cockpit. So there's the pilot and the co-pilot, and then there's a tiny little seat. And sometimes we go sit in there because we want to watch and see and ask questions. So we'll sit in that little seat. And, it's a lovely thing when you can go in that cockpit. It is absolutely beautiful. If you could be a pilot, it is, you get to see the world in a view that most will never.
Okay.
Right. So anyway, this fool is in the jump seat, off duty, and decides he wants to disarm the plane. And then he tried to do the emergency, because there's an emergency exit for the
Yeah.
pilots inside the cockpit. He tried to do some shit with that. And he was cool at first, from what I understand. Somewhere during the flight, he got set off. Maybe the mushrooms kicked in, something
Probably.
kicked in.
Probably.
Maybe he felt like he needed to flee for his life. It was bad. But he just served 83 counts of attempted murder, which is for every person on that
On
flight.
that plane. Oh wow. I saw the article. I saw him too.
He looked a hot mess. I'd have told
Yes,
him to
he
sit his ass
did.
down and wait for the next flight, because he
Yeah,
looked
I
a
would
hot
have.
mess.
He did. I was like, oh, okay. He
I don't
looked
know if this is white privilege at its finest, but you needed to go sit down because you look a mess, honey.
right.
There was no way you should have been sitting there. But you're off duty, so you can do what you want to do, and so no one's judging you for it. I've had flight attendants get on. You still have to represent. So I've had
Right.
flight attendants that get on and order bottles, and they can, but you got to watch your behavior. So if you're gonna drink 2 or 3 of them minis, you know what I
Right.
mean? So we have to check each other.
Okay.
Girl,
Okay.
don't overdo it, because you could be on your way on vacation, but you still have to represent, because you jumping,
Right.
So this fool, y'all, in these mushrooms, you gonna learn. But I gotta tell you something too. I got a story too, so you go first.
Well, my story is because my girlfriend at work told me about the story today, and I mushrooms, magic mushrooms. Uh-huh. She was like,
Hmm.
"Yeah," and then she tells me where to get some down in Oakland, and I was like, "Really?" She looks up the place, gave me the address, and I guess you got to fill out an application, girl. My application went in expeditiously to the Magic Mushroom Club down in Oakland, California.
The
I know.
Magic
'Cause I've
Mushroom
been looking.
Club.
It's actually a church. Don't play, girl. It's a church.
Well, God
And
bless you.
yeah, you gotta sign up and it takes 2 to 7 days to get clearance to be able to be accepted as a member so you can go
Why
and
so short a
purchase.
time? Because niggas is breaking into planes and shit. Like, why? What?
I don't know, but
I
all
think
I
we
know is
need.
my ass signed up and I was like, oh yeah. When
Now,
I
what we
get
gonna
back
do?
to Cali, when I get back to Cali, well, I know I'm gonna be in an environment where I'm not going nowhere and I'm at home. I'm not gonna be in the air. I ain't gonna be out. I'm gonna be in my house chilling. So,
Uh,
I have my trip planned out unless I'm like
I have my
in the
trip planned out.
wilderness somewhere with people I love and trust. I'm gonna have my trip planned out appropriately. So, my little tolerance might be higher than the average cat. So,
Well, no, I don't want you to get misled by thinking it's a tolerance thing,
okay.
because I feel like it is a what's in you thing.
Oh, well, I got peace, love, and light in my heart. So come
No,
on.
and I understand that. That doesn't mean that you will not open up some doors. So I'm gonna tell you my
That's
story,
what
and
I
then maybe
want
that'll help you
to
bring
know.
that together.
I
No, I'm
want
gonna
to
help
open
you.
doors.
No, and I understand that, but you gotta listen. So my girl was out here this weekend, and she had the rise. You've seen that in your feed. Maybe it's the rise coffee. It's an alternative for coffee, but
Hmm.
it's mushroom derived.
Oh
And
yeah. Okay.
so she says, "Oh, this is what helped me lose weight. This is what helped me curb my appetite. It gave me energy." I was like, "Well, give me a spoonful, because I'm with the shit, and I want to know if I want to order it anyway." After having our niece on the show
Right.
talking about mushrooms, and so I called. I called her up. I was like, "Okay, I'm going for it." She was like, "Yeah, just
Okay.
take a teaspoon, level it off, take a teaspoon, make it like coffee, put your caramel in there." And I did. I jazzed it up, sipped on it, and I felt great. I started feeling like the world was bright. I like when things transition like that. Everything just looks bright. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty. Okay.
She wants to go zip lining. I'm like, I don't know if I can do the zip lining. I've been in Vegas almost 17 years
Yeah.
now, and I have never zip lined.
Yeah.
And the reason I even thought about zip lining is because there's the ones that you can actually sit and hold the thing and go across. I might could do that. But they got it now where you shazamming across that bitch. Like, so you're superhero.
Yeah,
On your
you
stomach, I'm
like
cool.
this. Yeah,
I'm
I don't
cool.
like that either.
I'm cool. Because at least if I'm
Superman.
sitting, I know I could probably aim my ass to land on somebody.
Right.
But I'm finna belly flop
Not the
any other
Superman.
way. So I did not do it, needless to say. But we're standing outside getting ready to go eat. And I distinctly hear Jnine. And I turned around.
What?
And I played it off for just a hot second. And I looked over at my girl and I looked over at her cousin and I was like, anybody else? Everybody cool? Like, yeah, we cool. Yeah, we cool. What the problem is? I said, well, I need to be honest just in case some weird shit jump off. So I need to let you know. I just heard my name in my ear. And so they kind of looked at each other because, like,
Yeah, right.
So I chalked it up as my daddy speaking to me
Okay.
because he has come to me in several different manifestations, one of which is when I decided to do comedy. When my dad came to me and was like, listen, I'm going to need you to be authentic. I'm going to need you to let go of any of opinions of what people think of you. And so I just kind of, because, it felt like a real tap on the shoulder. So that was my, and that wasn't
That's
even
as far
like,
as it went?
well, no, I was very light on my feet. Felt like I was, like everything. And the food was pretty decent and I couldn't stop eating, like, kind of a munchies kind of thing. And it was just, but now this is just a spoonful of coffee or grinds of mushrooms. And, but it did feel like it was a better replacement for caffeine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Let me turn on my light. It's getting dark in here. Hold on.
Sure. So anyway, this off-duty pilot, needless to say, had an experience. So y'all be careful with these shrooms because they are readily available. And they are saying that it has some healing properties, and I do believe that. But you got to be careful of the magic, okay?
The magic. Okay. All right. Well, there's a trip I'm willing to take, so I'm gonna try it out. See what it do, and
Okay.
then
Because I'm going to make
I,
it do
I
what it do, baby.
I'll let somebody know. Somebody gonna know what's happening.
As they should.
Right.
There needs to be some stuff going on. But, yeah, so
Breathing. How you feeling, honey?
I don't know. I feel very alive. But I also feel some of the weight of the world.
I can understand that
Because what I deal with every day. So I'm going to tell y'all right now, be
yeah.
careful in these streets while you're driving. Because it's not like when I first started driving, and even years after I started driving. There are more cars on the road than ever before, 2 and 3 car households.
Right.
And I'm warning you right now, parking lots are a disaster. They're a disaster brewing. Walmart parking lot particularly.
Yeah, woo, that seemed like the worst ghettoest parking lot. How the parking lot even ghetto at Walmart? I don't even understand that. I guess if it's all the people
How
going
is
in,
the parking lot even ghetto at Walmart?
and
Because it is.
it's man. My mom had me pick up some cases of water from there, and so they were delivering them to the car. So I had front seat view
Of the
of
parking lot.
just rashness everywhere. People just, I was like, ooh, this is so ghetto. I can't wait to get up out of here. This is ghetto.
Yeah, so I'm giving you warning now while you're shopping. Because anxiousness is at an all-time high. Road rage is I'm even road rage now. And I've never fully been road rage. Like, I'm going to get away from your ass and I might talk a little shit and you might get
Yeah,
a little whoop, whoop, whoop.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't, I'm not going to provoke people. I'm not necessarily trying to cut you off. I don't feel vengeful on the road. I don't feel like I need to get you back. I mean, I've had moments like that and they could have ended real bad.
Right.
So I learned from that. But y'all need to be very conscious of this parking lot ordeals. Especially when you're backing up. You got to keep that head on the swivel until you are facing forward and park further back so you have less to worry about. Just giving you that. It's just a tidbit. Watch out and listen. They are getting closer to resolving the union war with the not the union war, but the what were they doing? Striking. So the automotive world, they're getting closer. But what's happened is it's the residual effect. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I heard this morning that I believe Ford strikers settled, and then GM has now gone on strike. But apparently, GM, this isn't a first for them, so they have temp a temp service, temporary workers already lined up for the permanent workers that are going out on strike.
Yeah, they determined to
Um,
keep their dollars. They are determined not
yeah,
to pay these people.
yeah, it's just so wild. It's just wild. But
And
we
to
pay these people. We need our money. These corporations are making money hand over fist. And it's at our expense. And it's because we're adjusting versus taking a step back and saying, you can't continue to do
to
this
do
to
this.
us.
And then when you do, you could get arrested. So I was hearing that some of the protesters down here, even in Las Vegas, were getting arrested for protesting for the culinary union. Now, I didn't hear it personally, but I heard it, through the grapevine. And if that was what we're doing, Nevada, that's not right.
Nope.
So are you arresting the strikers because they're talking shit and acting up? Or are you
Right.
arresting them because it's causing a bad look on the
Mhm.
casinos? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know,
Oh,
but get it
yeah.
together. Get it together, honey.
Pay us appropriately because y'all making
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
cash at our expense and then squeezing it out of us with rent, gas, food, uh, just regular basic everyday living, cable, television, whatever.
It's funny, I
However
was
they
watching
can get
Cardi.
it, they get it.
I was watching that crazy Cardi B live. I am a fan of her. And for some reason, for some vulnerability and realness that she has. I'm not a fan of her running around talking about nigga because she really ain't black. Puerto Rican, y'all getting too close to I don't, Anyway, that's a different topic. But she went live, and I've watched her a couple lives now. And one of them, she was talking about how if this is what's costing me, then I wonder how regular people are making it. Because she was talking about all the thousands she had to spend on all these homes and property and rental property and all this other stuff. But what she was saying that really kind of caught my eye was her groceries are $1,000 a week for the people in her home. And how her groceries in 1 month or whatever span of time went from $1,000 to $2,500, more than doubled for the same shit. And it was funny the way she was saying it, but let's bring that home. Go watch our shows. We talked about what is it that they call people when they don't have food? Did I lose you again?
I
Yeah,
hope
there's a
not.
term that they call it when there's like 7
Oh,
million people,
insecurity. It's an
food
insecurity
insecurities.
now. And it's even another one now I saw when they were talking about people's lack of money. It's money insecurity or something, some kind of financial insecurity. Now they're just switching it to, you broke and you starving to now you're insecure.
You're insecure. Yeah,
So I guess
changing the
that's the
game.
true definition of the word. What insecurity is a lack thereof, right?
Yeah, but it's a sad term
It's a
because
horrible term.
it it makes you feel like it's your fault
Mhm.
and that there's actually something you can possibly do about it. But
Mhm.
so when you ask me how I'm feeling and I get to that point, it's like as much as I am happy about life, optimistic about the future, I'm happy about my grandkids and my kids and friends and family that are still doing well. I am saddened at the same time because we're entering into that particular season where people feel the strain more than ever while everybody's spending all this money
Yeah.
on non-essential things and then they get
Nonsense.
extravagant online with it. And then people start longing for things that they feel they should have. And
Right.
it's just a season. Nigga,
Right.
listen. Linda,
Right.
listen. It's just a season.
Right.
This too shall pass. And so you
Absolutely.
got to be conscious of the people around you, that everybody isn't doing as well as the next person. And if you can, share.
Mm-hmm.
Be
Yep.
kind.
Be kind. Share. It's a lot of people out here trying to get that second job just so they can make ends meet or get the necessities for their kids. And it ain't even the extra shit they trying to strive for. It's just they want their kids to play sports. They want them to have extracurricular
Hmm.
activities that cost an arm and a leg. They got to go get second jobs in order to make that stuff happen for their children.
And then accommodate these kids because they don't want their kids bullied
Right.
or thinking
Exactly.
about suicide
Right. Because they don't
because
have
they
what
don't
the other kid
measure up.
have. Right.
Yeah, these are some
Exactly.
very sensitive children. And I don't mean that in no derogatory way. I'm just saying they're not quite built like we were. They're just
Right.
not. And a lot of that
Right.
is because, I don't know, discipline measures make them matter. Structure matters.
Well,
Um,
the discipline became the telephone. I mean, not the phone, but the internet. That's
mhm,
how
mhm,
they
mhm. That
raise
became the
their
learning
children.
device. Yeah.
And you take that away, you have children that will pretty much threaten your life for taking their phone
And they
away.
have, and they do.
So,
So, yeah, prayers out to all of us that are trying to maintain through a lot of stuff going on in the world. And so we just came every Thursday to bring good shit on Hot 702.5 FM. We changed it from Let's Get It Together to Get It Together because it felt more powerful. Because Get It Together implies that you can.
yes, absolutely.
It just
Yes, we
requires
can.
putting some things together, one brick at a time, one layer at a time, one
Yeah.
bit of information at a time, and you can get it together.
Yes,
So
indeed.
I want you to go back and watch our shows. I want you to go back
Please.
um, and bring it forward. We're going to bring you snippets of some of the things we talked about. We're going to build a little bit on the Get It Together brand because at this point I feel like it is very much and very much can be. And,
Absolutely.
we're looking at some merchandise now and just kind of playing with it a little bit. But we were very serious and we continue to be very serious about how we think you should be living, how to
That's
make
not
it
going to
through hard
change.
times,
It's not going to
how
change.
to eat right, listen to your body, go to
Yeah.
the doctor, get your diagnoses if there is one. Don't overdo any one thing. Balance your life out. Like we've been bringing you good content for a year and a half.
Absolutely. Abs hands down.
Mm-hmm.
Because we
Hands down.
care. We care because we family.
Yeah. It starts
Even,
at home. And this is
you
home.
know,
Hot
absolutely.
702.5 FM has been home. And it's home to a
Oh,
lot of good information, y'all.
yes, it
Listen,
is.
there's shows all day, every day that you can relate to that, from music to politics to comedy. It's just good information. And it's an unfiltered station and it's black owned. And I'm proud to
Yes.
say that.
By a
Okay?
beautiful black
Let
woman.
alone woman owned.
Yes, by a beautiful black woman. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Shout
girl.
out. So yeah, if you're even thinking about if you think you got what it takes and you want to get on the mic, there are spaces. Hit the station up. So
You okay?
I
Keep
am.
taking that deep breath. That deep breath says so much because that's a part of my vocabulary. The deep breath and the
Take a deep breath.
soul. Those are two
Take a deep
very
breath.
prevalent parts of my vocabulary. So,
I mean,
yes,
and
I know what they
people,
mean.
you know what they mean. Deep
Yes.
breaths not only mean something, but they do something.
Yes, they do. Absolutely.
Sit up straight, put that chin up, take a deep breath. Feels so great. Feels really really good. So yeah, we've reviewed restaurants. We have we talked about healthy eating, clean eating. We talked about the function of the heart. I mean, there's just so much that we uh, positioned ourselves to bring you valuable edible soul food. I'm very
Yes,
proud.
indeed.
I'm very
Yes,
proud.
indeed. That
Very
ain't gonna
proud.
change.
It's not going to change because I'm determined to live long, live healthy. Tay
Yes,
joined us and
ma'am.
says she's missing y'all. She's dealing with the little ones today and school events. And seemed like there's some other comments going on.
I'm
Oh,
just
yeah.
a little back
We
and
couldn't
forth.
hear you and all that stuff.
Uh,
Yeah, so we're back next Thursday. I'm going
yes,
to need
we
y'all to
are.
call in. I need to
Please,
hear how we either affected you or touched you or, you know,
please.
you've been a part of the journey from the beginning. 702-551-5261. I'm going to need you guys to call in next week. Might be a little emotional, but it's just the beginning. It's just that, it's so hard to say goodbye to
To
yesterday.
yesterday.
Eee. That part. Yeah, so and then I bought Taya aboard because I knew we needed some youth and some,
Yes.
young people's opinions. She was just getting started, so we're going to regroup. We'll
Hmm.
definitely regroup. We'll see what's going on. But in the meantime, listen, live with integrity. Live with integrity. Those are my words, my soulful words for the night. Live with
Okay.
integrity. Okay.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah, I am. We're about to sign out here. We'll be back here next Thursday, 3 p.m., 6 p.m. I don't know where 3 came from.
Right.
That's the magic mushroom coming forward.
Uh-oh.
Uh,
You got some residual
I'm
effects
having
going on?
residuals. 3 p.m. and I said it like nothing. But yeah, 6 p.m. next Thursday on Hot 702.5. It is Get It Together.
Yes,
Um,
indeedy.
I'll be letting you know where I'll be the next couple of months because I'm hitting the streets hard and heavy
Good.
with the comedy side.
Good. I'm
I'm
looking
hitting the
forward to
book
that
hot and
too.
heavy, and I need to bring it. No
Yes,
more talk
indeed.
about it, be about it.
Mm.
That's the language. We're hibernating right now. It's hibernation season.
It
It's where
is
you can
hibernation
actually,
season.
go reinvent yourself,
And we talked
recreate
about that
yourself.
too. We talked about hibernation season was amongst us, and here we are.
And here we are. Yeah, it gets dark early, so you tend to want to go to bed early. You tend to want to go to sleep
Yeah.
early. Resist
Hmm.
that and put that energy somewhere.
Yeah, that's
Find your
true.
niche. Do something different, and emerge. Come out different. So, yeah, see what you can do. And
We
yeah,
love
we
you.
love you.
We do. We
At
absolutely.
the
We said that
same
we was.
time, yeah,
That
we
means you
did.
know it's real. That's when you know it's real.
Let me feel something. Straight up, we do. We love you guys. You guys have
Yes,
been fantastic.
indeed.
And I know y'all watching in the background. You used to be engaging and all in the comments. Now you just watching. And I
Right.
appreciate it. I do.
You lurking
Because
or in somebody DMs. Look.
because I'm I'm hoping we
Hmm.
inspire you. You know what I'm saying? I hope that we changed a directive or two. We talked
Right.
about a lot of stuff. But listen, restaurants, get it together. We don't want watered down mimosas no more. We want them fresh from the bottle.
And we
And we
ain't
want your
taking our
bottles to be
eyes off
chill.
of you. We not
And we're
taking our
not.
eyes off of
And we're
you.
not. You can go to Jnine Roberts on Facebook and on Instagram, and I'm going to still keep bringing you information. You know what I'm saying? So go follow. And share this
Uh,
episode.
and
Share
we
this
are on
episode.
Get It Together, Get Vegas on IG. That's our name, GIT Vegas on Instagram. That's our page. Please follow, like and follow, like and follow, like and follow.
Okay? So with that, it is good night. God bless.
Good
Watch your
night.
backs.
We
Love on
love
somebody.
you. Yes,
Love
peace,
you.
love, and light.
See you next Thursday, 6 p.m. Hot 702.5 FM, all streaming. Good night.